China has identified the cause of the
mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
The first US case has been detected.
There's confirmation the coronavirus has reached Australia.
China is urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus.
We will be standing up Christmas Island as a quarantine area.
Foreign nationals coming from China are now banned from entering the country.
A significant variable was introduced which made an irreversible change to the status quo. SARS-CoV-2, commonly known as COVID-19, gave a huge impact to the general population's day-to-day living. We are forced to take an indefinite break from the norm and take on a new normal brought by the new one. It was quite a ride as I reminisce how I spent every second watching the clock tick as the day slowly burns away. As I have observed, it is in our nature to find a way to escape whenever we feel imprisoned, or at least find something that could give us a sense of freedom as we are left without an option but to stay at home for our own safety. However, life at Barangay Poblacion during the pandemic is rather different. Away from the hustle and bustle of the big city, they are rather given a far simpler life. Majority of the citizens' livelihood is on farming potatoes to be exact. Simplicity is the keyword that I've opted to use to describe their living. Unfortunately, one must experience struggle in order to grow. We are taught to believe that education is the most important aspect of living as it opens a vast array of opportunity for us to earn more money so that we can have a far more stable life. After the new learning system was introduced, the number of out-of-school youth in Barangay Poblacion increased in an alarming level. We have conducted a study to shed light to this conundrum. A general notion among the people of Poblacion goes like this: there's no sense in studying because you'll end up working anyway. I would rather save that time and money from studying. This very notion became the primary influence within the vast number of students of Poblacion who dropped out of school and chose to work in the fields instead. Furthermore, the modular learning system failed to provide a number of psychological needs for a student while generating a lot of pressure which compelled them to look for a new venture away from school.
If so, should we let this slide? Should we let this affect our future, our dreams? No, we should not limit ourselves. Youth of Poblacion, we feel you. Palubusan niyo da kami. Allow us to shed light on this matter in the hope of guiding you towards a healthy state of mind.
Did you know people with higher psychological well-being are more likely to live healthier and longer lives? They are also more likely to enjoy a better quality of life. Research has found that people with high psychological well-being are less likely to engage in criminal activity or abuse drugs and alcohol. We will discuss how to improve your psychological well-being. There are several things you can do to feel and function better. First, we must know the signs and symptoms of mental illness. Signs and symptoms of mental illness can vary depending on the disorder, circumstances, and other factors. Mental illness symptoms can affect emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. These are the examples of signs and symptoms: feeling sad or down, confused thinking or reduced ability to concentrate, excessive fears, or extreme feelings of guilt, extreme mood changes of highs and lows, withdrawal from friends and activities, significant tiredness, low energy or problems in sleeping, inability to cope with daily problems or stress, detachment from reality or delusions, paranoia or hallucinations, problems with alcohol or drug use, major changes in sleeping habits, excessive anger, hostility or violence, and suicidal thinking. If you have any signs or symptoms of mental illness, see your primary care provider or a mental health professional. Most mental illnesses don't improve on their own, and if untreated, a mental illness may get worse over time and cause a serious problems.
Being emotionally resilient means being able to respond positively to stressful or unexpected situations. As a student, as a youth, do you have this quality? If not, fear not. Here are tips to be emotionally resilient. First, practice being more assertive. Be confident in everything you do. Second, practice acceptance. We don't always hold our fate. Third, connect with others. You're not meant to live alone. Fourth, find balance in your life. Avoid too much. Fifth, allow yourself to be imperfect. You'll love it. Sixth, allow others to be imperfect. You'll understand them more. And last but not the least, look after yourself. Practice self-care. That's it, guys. Just remember to always let your resiliency shine.
So there are so many words how we describe our feeling towards ourselves. Self-esteem, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-respect, and so on and so forth. It's understandable that it blended for you, and it is also understandable that it is our internal measure on how we value ourselves, regardless of what others people think or what others may say toward us. Self-esteem provides insight into belief of a person holds about himself or herself. Trusting in our own judgment, capacities, and abilities is about valuing ourselves, feeling and worthy, regardless of any imperfection what others may believe about us, and an act of considering an advantage to yourself when making decisions. Trust yourself, and that is very important. And lastly, have the courage and the overall value of interest and the wisdom of faith.
What excites you? What motivates you? Whatever it is, you can probably start there. Giving our time and energy to build well-being together is also good for us. It helps us connect, give us a purpose and a sense of achievement. How? Connect with yourself, with others, and with your community. Be active by physically moving in whichever way feels best for you. Keep learning. When we learn, we develop and grow and keep our brains active. Take notice of ourselves and what is going on around us. Give time, money, enthusiasm, whatever it is possible to offer. Almost all of which are good for your well-being. That means you can choose where you want to put your effort. Focusing on our strength and building on them is great for our personal well-being, and at the same time is true for our community. We are keen to build well-being together. We are happy to support your work improving well-being in your local community, which is the Barangay Poblacion.
So as of today, we are experiencing the illusion of students who are not going to school. In Buguias, particularly in Poblacion, there are a lot of students who are not going to school just because they are helping their parents in farming. So the real problem of the student there is not poverty, but the influence of coming from the people around them. So the age is just a number. So we are here to give them inspirational purposes and objectives that age is just a number. So there are a lot of school like ALS, alternative learning school, that doesn't need age to comply. So health is being used here because it helps activate the minds and body of the children or the student to go to school. So leadership, you are the leader of yourself and you can lead your way from committing or achieving your goal.
I-Poblacion Youth,
Ituloy takoy man eskwela.
Let's continue our studies.
Oray sino'y karigat na
no matter how hard it is.
Para namut lang ang dataku.
This is for ourselves, for our future. Marriage can wait. Money is never a hindrance. We are not meant to stay where we are. We are meant to be elevated. So strive.
Ay kaya yusa?